All right. How is everybody? Is everybody ready? I'm really excited. This is my first time doing this, so I'm, forgive me if I get a little like going back and forth, and just tell me to slow down if I'm going too fast. But tonight we're going to be making. Oops, let me just turn this down a little bit. There we go. My bag that I made with one of Donna Downey's. This is the canvas tote that we're making. And my lighting's right overhead, so I probably have some funky shadows going on. But you can kind of see all the Prima loveliness and lots of gelatos and Pitt artist pens. We're going to use some art mediums and mostly gelatos and Pitt artist pens. So I will be going through lots of fun stuff that you can do with them. And it takes a while to do this bag, so we should probably get started. Oh, I can't, like you're in kindergarten. I teach kindergarten, so I'm teaching elementary art right now. So that's what I do all day. That's what I taught kindergarten all day, all afternoon today. So no, you guys are definitely artsy. Okay, so I'm going to pan down. Well, first, I'm Jen Matott, and I am a design team member for Faber-Castell. I've been on their team, their design memory craft team, for 2 years now. They sought me out, which was really kind of fun. Found me on Facebook, so I kind of owe Facebook and posting my artwork on there to finding this awesome art materials company that I've loved since I was a kid. I still have colored pencils and drawing pencils that are probably about this big now that I've used since I was in high school. Yep, I'm an art teacher. I've been an art teacher this is my 15th year. I've taught kindergarten through 9th grade for that long, and I'm nationally board certified as well. And I do have 2 art degrees. I have a fine arts degree and my art education degree. So I have a lot of background. And I love teaching people about the stuff that I love to use. So that's why Faber-Castell is so perfect for this. All right. I'm going to show you what kind of stuff we're doing. If you guys have any questions along the way, don't be afraid to just shout them out on the chat, and I'll try to keep up and everything. Everybody's logging in. Hey, everybody. So thanks for having me, Prima. We just did the blog hop with Faber-Castell and Prima, and I was thrilled. That was like a dream come true to be able to work with all these fun things, and I actually think that we're going to be doing some more stuff with them. So I'm pretty happy with that. It was awesome. And if you don't know the answer, Sharon, you can, I don't know, Carrie can text me if I'm not paying attention on the screen here, and I can get going. Yeah, see, she just said that. All right, so I'm going to pan down and show you what the materials are that we're going to use that are Prima materials, and then I'll just jump right in and get started. So the first thing, let's pan down here. It's got a pretty good view. We're going to be using the canvas tote. This is the Prima with Donna Downey, and it comes in a little package like this and unfolds into a nice little bag. My husband's laughing at me out here. And so this is the bag we're going to use. And what I do is I cut a piece of cardboard from a box about the same width and depth as the bag, and I just unzip it and put it inside to kind of protect the inside because I don't want that part colored through. It's pretty thick, so it doesn't really go through too much, but it also gives it a little bit more of a flatness for a lot of the work that I'm going to do on here. So I just zip it right back up, and that's nice and stiff and ready to go. So I'm just going to set that aside for a second and show you the other things. This word set, paintable words, Journey is the one that I'm using. The Resist Canvas Butterflies, package. You can see it has lots of really pretty resist designs on it. So when you paint on it, you'll see them pop out. And the Prima Shalimar, I think I'm saying that right, I hope. The buttons, I love these. Oh, I was like, oh, I gotta use those on this. They're awesome. And the Handmade Flowers Prima, these are Tattered Treasures in Wheat. And I love the textures of this. There's like muslin and burlap and fabric with the little metal in-betweens. Those are awesome. So had to have those. And the canvas flowers, because they are fun to color with the gelatos. Awesome. These are canvas flower plain. And okay, and then the leaves are the Calcutta oatmeal leaves, and they're have a little bit of color on them. They're kind of like a neutral kind of color, yellowy, but they're enough that I can color them if I wanted to. Yeah, burlap. And then these, oh, I love these wooden buttons. These are so awesome. These are the wooden buttons. I think they're the, I don't remember which line this is. Maybe it's the Doodle, something Doodle. You guys will have to help me out. My Prima girls. Doodle do, thank you, yeah. Yeah, they are cute, aren't they? I only use one in there, but man, they're adorable. You could probably put more on the bag if you wanted to. The Say It in Crystals. And these are, I think, brights. And these are super sparkly. I love them. And then I'm going to be definitely using this a lot in this bag. This is the masks. And this mask has the like text down here and the leaf and flower. So I love this. We're going to be doing this with multiple materials. The gelatos and the modeling paste. We're going to go through with that, so that'll be fun. I also am using this stamp, which I have on here. This stamp set. It comes with another one, but of course I misplaced it somewhere on my desk and can't find it. And I cleaned my desk for you guys, so I don't know where it went. Maybe my kids took it. Not sure. But this one is one of the cling stamps that's all text, and I love it. So that one I add a lot of that. And I think that's pretty much it. The other materials that you would need for this project, I'm just going to set these aside over here, would be a transparency or a piece of plastic, like a thick plastic. I use these 3M copier sheets, and I got like a bunch of stuff in here, but I just use one of those sheets. And if you have drawing skills and you're confident in your drawing skills, oh, the script cling stamp, thank you. The drawing skills, you can use a Sharpie marker, or I just used my Pitt Artist pens, the little tip, a thinner tip, and I drew my own design on here, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that in a little bit. So that, you're going to need that, and you're going to need some modeling paste, light modeling paste. Okay, here's a couple examples. This one is Liquitex. Golden also makes an awesome one. And I just recently found this one. This is US Art Quest 101 Light Artist Cement. They were at a trade show that I was working at for Faber-Castell, and they gave me this for a sample. And this is awesome, and it's really reasonably priced. So I thought this was a good option. But this one I got at like Hobby Lobby as well. So that's good. And then to cover everything when you're all done and seal it, you want to use a matte gel. And I like Liquitex or Golden. All right. Uh-oh, somebody got censored already? Jeez, we just started. All right. I know, it's so much fun. I love modeling paste. Okay, you're probably gonna watch me work. You're gonna look at it upside down, sort of, because I don't know. I don't think I can work upside down. I'm gonna try. Oh, the other thing you're gonna need is a mini mister, and and a plastic plate. And I'm going to show you what we're doing with that in a minute. That's pretty exciting. And of course, you're going to need, and I'm going to pan right over here, you're going to see my little space right here. This is my entire set, the Faber-Castell entire set of gelatos. These are the gelatos. If you haven't seen them, they're like little they look like little lip glosses. And the little caps go on the back so you don't lose them. And they twist up, and one lasts a long time. So that, and they're separated by colors, and they all coordinate. So all the reds coordinate together. These are the colored pencils and the Aquarelle water-soluble pencils, and then the pastel pencils. They coordinate together with the Pitt Artist pens. These are the Pitt Artist pens, and they have them in all the colors that coordinate. And they have the small brush tip, and then you get the large brush tip. This is the big brush, Artist Big Brush, and I stamp with these. And, oh, there's even some stuff that shouldn't be in there. Let's see, and then I can keep some of my materials. So what we're going to do first is, oh, the new gelato colors. Yes, thanks, Carrie. The new gelato colors. Well, they have come out with, I believe there's 28 colors now altogether. And the metallics are awesome. We've had the metallics for a while. We've had the basic colors, but they've now named them so that they sound like they're actual flavors of gelato. So this is bubblegum. It's really hard to see on here. I'm trying to hold it up, but it's like a hot pink, and we're going to use this one. And there's lavender and peach, and mango is one of the newer ones, and I love this one. I use this one a lot. This was on the bag. We use this a lot. And let me think. Green tea and pistachio are new. These are new ones, and all of these will be coming out. They came out in the winter CHA, but we're going to feature them a lot in the summer CHA too. And boysenberry. Ooh, boysenberry. This one I use a lot too. It's like a dark blue, but it's rich, like a really rich color. And then we've come out with a whole new neutral line too, especially those of you that like to shade with, you know, shade the faces and things when you're stamping. And we've come out with some neutrals that are kind of skin tone, and we're gonna do some more projects with that. So, all right. So now you see a lot of that. That's a fun thing. Yes, I'm gonna use gelatos with the mask. Wait till you see. It's gonna be so much fun. Okay. So the first thing that I did on my bag is I kind of want to lay down a kind of groundwork here, and I'm gonna pan down and just have you look at my desk so that I don't feel weird talking to the camera. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to set this aside for just a second. And we're going to work on the plate. Okay? Because what I want to do is make a mask. The mask is going to be the bird. And you can do anything. I mean, you could do any shape you want. I already cut mine out. But basically what I did is I freehand drew. I don't think you can see it. It's really faint. I don't know if I can put it on something. Yeah. Well, it's the transparency. And what I did is I just drew a bird. I wanted kind of like a crow kind of bird. But you could, you know, what you could do if you're not real confident with your drawing skills and you want to find a shape that you like online or clip art, and then just enlarge it the size you want and print it out. And then you could lay your transparency over it and trace over it with a pen, okay? And then you would just cut out the middle. You can use an X-Acto knife, or I just kind of stabbed my scissors in and started and cut it out. So now I've got a positive space bird, and the negative space bird, and we're going to use both. Well, I think we're going to use this, and then we're going to use it in two different ways. So I'm just going to put that aside. Okay, so once you have a shape that you want, or you can use an already pre-cut template. It has to be a positive shape, though. It can't be like it has to be a mask. It can't be a stencil that's already cut out in the middle. You need that. You need this solid shape part. So hopefully that clarifies that. All right. Yeah, they're permanent when they dry. The gelatos, they will rub off a little bit, and if you get them wet again, they do reconstitute just a little bit. I've tried that, but like on bags and things that you know are going to be rubbing against you or rubbing against your clothes, that's why I put the matte gel over the top of it, because when you put the matte gel over, that really seals it. That's an acrylic seal, so it seals it in. So that helps to avoid any of that. But if you're using them on your paper products, they'll be permanent because they soak into the paper and they stay there permanently. So yeah, you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, the crow is giant. Yeah. All right, so we're going to make a mist. You know all those beautiful mists? Here's my mist. And this is made from gelato. Okay, so this, I use the mini mister. And I'm going to show you, this is one thing that I love to do. So the mini mister, you want it full of water. Okay, so just plain water. And then you're going to pick out your colors. I wanted to do a black, but I want it to be shimmery. So I'm going to use the black licorice, black licorice, and silver ice. So black licorice and silver ice. And what you're going to do is you're going to just color on your paper or plastic plate. You want a plate that has a coating on it. Just a bendable, like a plastic plate. So I'm going to color this plate. This is the fun part. You can act like you're in school. Can they wash tonight's project? I would not recommend washing it, but if you coat it with the acrylic medium, you can wipe it, you know, just like a damp wipe if it gets dirty. But I wouldn't throw it in your washer. Because it is artwork and you're going to have some of the fabric flowers and stuff. Okay, so you're coloring. And then I'm going to do some metallic in here too. Now, if you just add a little bit of the silver, it's going to add some shimmer. So depending on how much shimmer you want. And I always keep like a little rag, kind of handy to wipe it off. Okay, so once you get your plate colored in, then you're going to take your mini mister and you're going to dump it into your plate. Okay, and you're going to swish it around. And you can use a brush to kind of help it along too. My husband's getting pretzels out. All right, so I've mixed it all up, and it's all water soluble. So once you get water in there, you can see that it's all mixed there. Okay, so now I'm going to take my mini mister. I'm going to put it into the mini mister carefully. This is why you need a bendable plate. Pour it back in. All right. All right, so now I've got a mist ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to take that, flatten this out, and I'm going to take my bird and decide where I wanted it to be. I want to make sure I can fit two across. I'll show you on the other one. You can see my two birds here. So this one is the one I'm doing right now. I'm masking it out. And then I'm going to use what I sprayed and I'm going to flip it over and stamp it on the other side. Okay, so that's why you kind of want it flat. Okay, so now I'm going to take the mister. You want to kind of test it out, make sure it's working. And then mist. Okay, and then I'm going to very carefully take this off, and I'm going to flip it so it doesn't drip. Oh, little drip. Place it, and then I'm going to stamp it on. Now, I'm never really exact. I kind of don't mind if it's a little grungy. That's me. Okay, stamp that off. And then you can just wipe it off. I buy these wipes. These, like, they're just yucky, like, little washcloths from Target or a dollar store. And then I just throw them out when I don't even wash them. All right, so that's all you need the bird for right now. So I've sprayed and then I stamped the remainder over here. Now, if you didn't quite, like mine's a little grungy, it didn't quite settle in all the shapes or all the whole solid space. So I can take my brush while it's wet and kind of just spread it out a little. And while it's wet, it really is pretty workable. Alright, so I'm just kind of filling in if you wanted it more solid. If it doesn't matter, you could leave it kind of grungy. You can see it kind of taking shape a little better. Alright, so now I've got my birds. Now I can let it dry. I'm just going to do a quick heat gun and let it dry. Alright, that's pretty dry. Okay, now the next thing that I did is I added my doodling, my Zen doodling, Zentangle, Zen doodle. That's all the rage right now. I mean, we've been doodling forever. I think I've doodled since I was probably 2 years old. Keep, you know, something fun to do when you're bored. What I do first is I just take my pen. I don't even plan it out. I just do it as I go. And I just divide up my space into sections. So I'm not going to do the exact same thing on this one. But I take, let's see, my medium tip and my small tip black Pitt artist pens. And they also have a brush tip. I'm just using black, but you could use any colors you wanted. So I have the small, medium, and brush tip. And I'm going to start with the medium because it's a little easier to draw on the canvas. And I'm just going to divide up the space. So just take some lines. You could outline it too if you wanted to. I think I did that at the end. And just kind of randomly divide it up. And these are India ink. These are different than any other. It's not like a Sharpie. It's permanent like a Sharpie, but it's not chemical. It's India ink, just like you used when you were a kid in school. I use them a lot with the kids. But these are India ink, so when they dry, they're permanent. But while they're wet, you can add water to them and create washes and grays, values, which I'm not going to do for this, but I'm just outlining and making my shapes. Okay, so I just divided up my space. And then, I don't know if I can zoom in with this. I don't think I can. But you can just think of patterns. Like, start with a shape and just keep repeating it. So, no, you don't have to add you don't have to add the silver to get a bit of glimmer. No, you can use the, if you want the metallic gelatos, they'll already have glimmer in them. But if you have any color of the gelatos, the regular colors, you you can add, like I would say the cool colors, like blue, greens, and purples, add the silver to it to give it shimmer if you want. And then the warm colors, I would add the gold to give the shimmer. They just mix better because gold is warmer and silver's cooler. And then, but they do come with, all the other colors are just regular. They're not shimmery. The shimmer colors are metallic melon, gold champagne. Let me see what else I have. Metallic mint, metallic blueberry, metallic grape, and then silver ice. So there's 4 metallic colors and then gold and silver. So 6 metallics. I hope that helps. The gelatos run about, I'm trying to think, the 2-packs I think are $4.95 each, or $4.95 for 2-pack, and they're around $10 for the set of 4. I think it's the 4 colors together, the 4 reds, 4 yellows. They come in packs by color. No, $10 for 4, not for the whole, not for each. Yeah, so they're they're around $2.50 each. Yep. But they don't. You can buy a whole pack too. You can buy all the colors in one pack, and I think that was $60. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know you can buy them online right on their site, on Faber-Castell's site. I'll have to get the link for you. Okay, so I'm just going to doodle while we're talking here, and sometimes I'll just start by outlining and then repeat the shape, like stripes. Okay, and then I might color, I might use the brush tip because I think that gives you a little bit more coverage. And color in every other space. So you can give some contrast that way. But think of any shapes. You can repeat any shapes. Stripes, circles. I tend to use a lot of circles. And this is kind of therapeutic, sitting here and doing that. Really relaxing. Doing these Zendoodle type things. I do these with my 6th graders. Not the bag, but the Zendoodles. We call them Zendalas because we do them in a circle, like circles. Like a mandala. They love it. I do it around Christmas time because then they're so crazy at Christmas time, and that helps calm them down. Okay, so I'll hold this up so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Oops, let me turn it around. You see how I divided it up, and now I'm just coloring in to make stripe, kind of a stripey pattern. All right. Okay, I'm not going to take the time to go in and do more doodling unless you want me to, but I think I probably would rather move on to other techniques. All right, so the next thing I did, I'm looking at my bag here to see what I did next. Oh, I added background color. Then I started filling in some background color, and that's where I used the mask because I wanted to just add some texture. So I started with this leafy area here, okay, and you kind of have to be a little coordinated because you got to hold it down while you're doing this. So I took my greens because I wanted this bag to have a background of kind of greens and maybe a little yellow, lemon yellow there. So these are the colors that I mostly used for the background. They are green tea, spearmint, pistachio, sorry, lime, lemon, and metallic mint. Okay, so I'm going to just start with, I'll start with the pistachio. Okay, so here's what I did is I kind of really just held it down without moving it, and randomly, you don't have to be too careful because you can mix it with your finger by smearing, and I kind of just pushed it and smeared it into the areas, and I'm not covering it all with this color. I want to use more than one color, so I'm just kind of getting it in there, and it's like pastel. It can give you that look when you smear it. Okay, so I'm doing a little bit of this over it, and you got to kind of hold it still and just push it in there. Okay, over the stencil. So I'm just going to try to balance it out and go around a little bit. Alright, and then I'm going to use a different color. I think I'll use green tea. This one's a little bit darker. Oops. And it's okay if it gets all globby, you know, like stuck inside the mask a little bit, inside the negative space, because it's water soluble, so you can wash it really easily. Who turned him away? They are a stick. Yep, they're really creamy. They have the consistency kind of a chapstick, sort of. Uh-oh. There we go. Thought I lost it for a minute. Oh, they turned him away at the Faber booth? Jeez. Oh, if I was there, I would have snuck you some. I wasn't at the winter one. So they're basically a stick. They won't tell us what they're made of. It's a secret. And even the designers know. We don't really want to know. It's kind of magic. We don't want to know. They're so cool. We don't want to know. All right, so I'm just adding a few of this. Some more color. So I think the more greens you mix, you know, you're not really mixing them together. You're just kind of adding more and filling in more of the blank spots. And I think that gives it a lot of depth and interest. Okay, so what else? Maybe a little yellow. You don't eat them. I don't know. They don't really smell. They don't smell like gelatos, like the real gelato. They just sound yummy and they feel yummy. All right, can you guys see kind of how I did this here? I don't know if you can see it yet. Okay, so I'm going to take a brush, and in the gelato packs, you get a brush, and you get a stamp, a little cling stamp that comes with it, and those are fun too. And I just take this, and I'm just going to kind of add a little bit of water to kind of mix these in, kind of pouncing it a little bit. We do also have a water pen that we sell. I know some people have different water pens too. And they come in the whole pack. You can get the whole gelato pack with a water pen in it. They're awesome. I went to Italy last summer, and I took my journal and my gelatos and my water pen, empty of course, and a spray bottle, empty, and filled it up there because you can't bring too many liquids on. And gelatos are awesome because they are extremely easy to travel with. So you art journalers out there, that's a good option for you because it's like paint. You can use it as like a stick form, like a pastel. You can use it as a paint. You know, it's water soluble, so once you add water, it kind of spreads like paint, like I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of spreading it out a little. Okay. or you can just leave it kind of pastel, smudgy. So when I take this off, you can kind of see that it gives it a little bit of a design on there. All right, so I just did this in a couple places on here. I'm just going to do a quick one because I don't want to take too much time. And then I'm going to finish the background up. I love using these with my fingers. Okay. So I better hurry, huh? Alright. Alright, that one I'm going to leave smudgy. And then now I'm going to just kind of use my background and I'm going to add a little bit of blue in with my greens. I want a cool color background, so I'm going to just kind of scribble on the bag to fill in the spaces now. Oh, before I do that, I think I wanted to show you the big brush markers too and stamp those on. So this is the big brush Pitt Artist Pen big brush markers, and they were formulated for stampers and artists, mixed media artists, but they have a huge wide tip. And you can see how big, I don't know if I can get closer, you can see how big that tip is, and it's great for coloring onto the stamp. You just use it kind of sideways, and I just color right on there. It stays pretty juicy for a while. I mean, it's India ink, so it's not going to dry immediately, kind of like a Sharpie does. You know, Sharpies dry really fast. But these dry, you know, give you a little bit of working time, especially if you live in a humid area. If you live in a dry area, it's probably going to dry faster. But once they dry, they're permanent. I've never had one stay permanently on my stamp, though. I can wash them off. They're not quite as bad as, they're not like stays on. All right, so I'm going to just color that in, and then I'm going to stamp this on in a couple places. Yeah, these are, while they're wet, they're water soluble. Or they're, you know, sort of, they can be mixed and made into lighter colors, lighter shades, or lighter values, I should say. And then when it dries, it's permanent. So you do have a little bit of working time. I think I put some over here. So I'm just kind of giving a little bit of text. I don't want it perfect. I want it to be kind of artsy and distressed looking. So a little bit more, maybe some down here. There you go. And I just use a baby wipe to wipe off my stamp, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. All right. Thanks, Carrie. All right, so now I'm going to scribble more. Scribble, scribble. You don't have to be super neat about it. Just fill in. I'm going to fill in some areas. And while my my ink is pretty dry already from my big brush, but I just want to get some color down. Maybe some yellow in here. Yes, 39 colors? I don't know if there's 39 colors. Oh, the chalk inks you're talking about. Gotcha. All right, so once you get kind of a scribbly in there and you're mixing some colors in, these are great. They mix awesome. You can make any color. You know, if you have the primary colors, if you have, you know, if you know you're going to use a lot of the reds and the yellows and you want to make oranges, then you can go ahead and mix those together and they make great, great color mixtures. Okay, let's see here. All right, so then I'm going to take my brush, a bigger brush, and I'm going to start mixing these together with water to really cover my canvas. And you can mix them as much or as little as you want. It is like magic. They mix so beautifully and they turn right into, I think they turn kind of just like paint, watercolor, but richer. These are the gelatos, yep. So you saw me rub them through a mask, and then now I just scribbled on here. And now I'm brushing with my water brush, with my watercolor brush, and I'm mixing them together. And the more water you add, the lighter they'll become. All right. Yeah, they're really opaque. If you get them pretty thick, they're really opaque. But once you add more water, they become really see-through. So you can use them either way. And they will become permanent. Yep, and I would recommend if you're doing something on canvas like this, that you would seal it with an acrylic medium. Like I use a matte medium, because then you don't even know it's there. It's just matte, it's not shiny. So that would be my suggestion if you really are worried about it rubbing off on anything or not being completely permanent. Or if you just want to make sure you can wipe it, you know, to clean your bag. All right. So you see how it's blending? Looking good. Liking it. I like the blues mixed in. And you can work while it's wet. So like if you went, oh, you know, it's too yellow, I need more green there, you can go right in and add more on top and then mix it right as you go. You don't have to wait for it to dry. And it doesn't hurt the stick to do that. They dry. Yeah, you could do it on the apron. Yep. They take a while to dry, especially depending on how much water you have on them. I'm using a lot of water right now, so it would probably take a while for this canvas to dry on me. I use a heat gun, you know, an embossing tool, just to get it started. But my bag, when I made it, I was outside in the warm summer, you know, summery kind of day, and it dried pretty quick outside in the sun. Especially on the canvas is going to dry slower than if you did this on paper. Like a watercolor paper would dry really pretty quickly. Yeah, you could mist it with water. I want to control where I'm doing this. I don't want to mist what I rubbed through. Is it leaking through? Well, that's why I put the cardboard in between, so that it doesn't leak all the way through. But I used a lot of water on my first one, and it really didn't leak through that much at all. I was surprised. This is really a thick canvas, and it has layers in between, so it's really nice. This is great to really get messy and have fun. All right, so I'm gonna, I'll go back and finish that later. And I just want to move on to a couple other things to get you going. Okay, so I'm gonna move this out of the way, and we'll go back and do the modeling paste in a few minutes. But I wanted to take the canvas flowers out and my words and show you how I colored those. Okay, so these are the canvas flowers, and I colored the muslin ones on this one. So I'm just going to take those out, leave the rest. And also the paintable resist canvas too. So here's the journey words. And just pick a few of the butterflies, whichever ones. I wanted a few small, like couple small ones and a big one. But you could do a bunch and save them. Okay, so I'm going to do all these kind of this similar way. The journey ones I'm going to stamp, and that's all I'm going to do is just stamp with the big brush markers. It does reconstitute a little, but not much. I've tried it, especially on paper, because it kind of soaks into it. So it doesn't really reconstitute that much, but I guess if you worked at it, it really could. That's why I seal it on canvas with the acrylic medium. But once you dry, like if I use a heat gun, it's pretty much permanent. Okay, big brush marker. What do I do with it? Right here. Okay, so I'm just going to add some more of this text onto the words, and I'm not going to color my canvas journey because I want it to stand out against the colored background of my bag. Okay, so I just did this. And just kind of stamp. You can see I didn't even redo it, and it pretty much stamped for a little while. You could also mist it while it's still slightly wet and get more of a watercolory kind of look. You can also stamp with the right with the gelatos on your stamp. Maybe I'll show you that if we have time. I didn't do that on my bag, but we could play with that. So I kept this attached here, and you can see that I stamped it with the stamp and the big brush marker. Yeah, then you just get a little bit of a fun extra thing. Oh, my light's flickering. All right, so we're going to color these. Now, I did these a couple different ways. These I used a wash, and I'm going to pick, let's see, I'll show you the bubble gum. We'll do bubble gum. And here's what I do. I have a craft mat right here, so I'm just going to scribble on the craft mat. Okay, make myself a little puddle there. And then I'm going to take some water, spray it right in there, make a little puddle. Make sure I have a clean brush. Mix that puddle right up there, and now I've got a paint. So now I can take it and paint like a watercolor wash over the resist. They're not wrecked. Yeah, because I go get them done. When they get wrecked, I go get my nails done. That's the only way I could do it. Alright, so you can see, oops, this is like backwards, sorry. There you go. I made the wash, and then I just painted. You can see the resist showing through. Aw, Kara, you're sweet. Yeah, and she's seen me when I've looked kind of nasty, too. All preggers and everything, right? Yeah, I wasn't looking too hot. Alright, and then I'm painting the flowers too. So I can use this wash and stain the flowers. Right now I'm making this one kind of pinkish. Here, can you see it? There you go. If I wanted it darker or like more intense, then I could add more to this puddle, or I could go ahead and add more right onto the flower itself while it's wet. show you that. See how I... Okay, and then I could take some water and kind of smooth that out a little bit. Get them down into the cracks. This muslin's great. It really colors. I can make it any color I want. Okay, so there's my flower. My pretty bubblegum colored flower. Okay, so the wash. You saw me make a mist with the gelatos. I used the gelatos through a stencil or through a mask by smearing. You saw me, oh, Carrie, you saw me do scribbles and then use water to kind of make it into a paint and spread it out. And let's see, I did a wash. And then I'll show you stamping in a little bit. Okay, these two, I didn't use the gelatos on them first. I used the Aquarelle watercolor pencils, art grip watercolor pencils, and I actually kind of drew on these with them and made some lines because I wanted a little bit of a texture to these. So I'm just drawing like lines radiating from the middle out on the petals. And you could do, you know, multiple colors. And those lines are going to fade a little bit and blend together when they have water on them, but you will see them a little bit, especially if you press really hard and use the tip of the Aquarelle pencil. And I like that because it looked kind of like the veins of the petals when I did it. Okay, see how I'm doing that? A little bit of... Oh, my computer keeps going to sleep. There we go. I'll hold this up so you can see the lines before I wet it. Alright, see how I did that with the lines? Okay, so now I can take my brush, and if I wanted to, I can blend some of those lines away by adding water. And I can leave some kind of showing, the darker ones will show. But I also used it to get the rest of the flower colored. And these brighten. These aquarelles, when you get them wet, they brighten. They become more intense. Same thing with the gelatos. They become more intense when you get them wet. And the more water you use, the less intense they'll be. But you'll be amazed at how they look when they go on, and then how when you get it wet, how much more intense they become. And again, these aquarelles, you can go right back on while it's wet too and draw right more of them in there. It's not going to hurt them one bit. Might make them a little messy, but then you can sharpen it and it gets rid of that. I didn't use the pastels on here, but they're basically like a chalk pastel in a stick. And so I find them easier to use when I'm drawing in my journal. And they're slightly water soluble. I mean, you can add a little water just like you would with chalk pastel and create sort of a little painty look, painterly look. But this pencil, they're really soft, and you'll get a really nice soft effect, and you can smear them with your finger and get a real pastel look. So I really like these. I didn't use these on the bag. I tend to want to use these more with my paper stuff. And I have a few things that I've used them on and love them because I'm not a big chalk fan. You know, I mean, I like pastel. I'm an art teacher. I should like pastels, but chalk pastels for some reason just drive me crazy. And those pencils are much nicer to use, I think. So here's my colored in thing there. Oh, you trade my craft supplies for a Tam Tam. What are Tim Tams? What are those? I've heard that they're good. I think I've heard of them. Okay, so that's that with these. So here's I did some other butterflies with the wash technique, and you can see how pretty they all look with them. Bright colors. That was blueberry. This one is buttercup, or buttercream. Sorry, buttercream. And this one is the lemon. Pretty, and this is the bubblegum again. Ooh, I love that one. All right. What else? What else? What else? Oh, the modeling paste. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm just gonna shoot this one. Yeah. Oh, I want some. All right. Oh, crayons. Yeah, I bought crayons for my kids at school, but I hate them. I hate crayons. I don't know why. They're just not. Once you use the gelatos, you don't want to go back to crayons. They're not as creamy. They don't feel as good. So I've been spoiled. My kids don't know though. At school, they don't know the difference. All right, so this is a little damp still, but it'll be good. I got that. My butt's falling asleep. Sorry. All right, I'm going to use this art paste. And I use a palette knife, but you could use, a popsicle stick or even one of those, if you can't find a palette knife, which you could at any craft store, but if you have like a cake decorating store or even in the houseware section, kitchenware, you can use one of those frosting tools, the little, it looks just like this, only it's wider here at the end. Doesn't matter, but a popsicle stick will work fine too. I use my mask here that's getting a good workout. First I want to clean it off though, because it's got color on it. So I'm just trying to clean off some of the gelato on here. Baby wipes work good too. Well, they work well. I'm a teacher. I should be speaking correctly. All right, good enough. Okay. I'm going to do some modeling paste here through this. Now you get a different effect because when you rub it through, you're getting a different effect here where the color shows up where the openings are. And it's going to kind of be the same with the modeling paste, except that it's going to be white where it shows up. You can color the modeling paste with the gelatos too. You can certainly color them. Okay, so I'm going to take, it looks like frosting. Frosting. And I'm going to you got to hold this steady and try to keep it as flat as possible. All right, and then I am going to press this through like I'm icing a cake or icing the top of something. And see how I'm kind of like scraping off the extra and moving it to the other places. I never waste anything. Okay. So that's why I like the palette knife, because it's easy to spread it easily, and then I can scrape it off the extra spots. All right, and then I'm going to lift it up. And there's the modeling paste there. If you can see better. It has some dimension to it. I'm going to try to hold it up so you can see. It's really hard to see. But see how it's kind of dimensional. It sticks up. So when it dries, it's going to be hard. Flexible. This is the light stuff, so it's flexible, but it won't wash off. It's acrylic based, so it will be it'll be permanent. If you picked at it, probably you could pick it off, but why would you want to do that? You do want to wash it off of your masks before you go to bed because you don't want them to sit overnight because that would you know, put them in there for a long time. Okay, one more thing before we go. I forgot to get one stencil. I gotta grab that real quick. Forgive me. All right, using the Crafter's Workshop. And once I colored everything in with the green, I haven't done down here yet, but I'm going to do some of those circles, my circles that I did. Actually, let me just blast my, make sure it's dry. No, it dries white. It doesn't dry clear. If you wanted something clear, you can use the acrylic, what they call soft gel. It's like a thicker gel than the light medium, but I think Liquitex makes that too. They have a brand. All right, so I'm going to use my metallic melon. Oops, my bubblegum, my lemon, my mango, and tangerine. I think those are the only colors. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to do warm colors on top of the cool colors now. And all I do is just take these and color inside these circles. This is a Crafter's Workshop stencil. And I'm just kind of randomly going in circles inside these circles. And you can mix colors, so I could put orange with the bubblegum. And then I'm going to make some of them metallic. Oh, what kind of heat gun? I just used the Nicole heat gun, whatever I got at AC Moore. I think Wow Embossing Powders, I'm also on their design team. I think Susie West is coming out with her own, and I'm anxious to try that. So hopefully I'll be getting a new heat gun. This is my third one in a year. I think I lost one, I burned one out, and this is my third one because I use it a lot. It does mix a little on top of here. I don't really care, like it doesn't bother me, but if you take just a wipe and just kind of go over, you know, it'll clean it off. I don't bother because I don't really care if it's messy. All the more artsy, that's what I say. All right, so I'm going to take some of these and I'm going to use my finger to kind of rub them. But I can also use my brush to make them more solid, filled in more solid. And while they're wet, if I think it's too light, I can go back in and add a little bit more color. And these make really nice circles on here. You want to make sure whatever's underneath is dry, because if it's wet, you're going to mix your greens in with your oranges and stuff, and that will make mud. Color theory. Got to have a little bit of color theory. Remember art class. Hopefully you had a good art teacher. Oh my gosh, I get stopped. I made one last year for CHA in Chicago, and it was my carry-on bag. It's one of the messenger totes from Donna Downey, Prima Donna Downey. I'll show you that in a minute. And oh my gosh, I got stopped so many times and asked where I got it. And I said I made it, and people are like, "No way, you made that? Where do you sell them?" I'm like, "Oh, I haven't sold them." But I thought that was pretty cool. That was a nice compliment. And then of course you get talking about what you do. All right, I think I need a little bit more pink. All right, so when I take this off, see the dots, the circles. I love circles. All right. Oh, drippies. I do have some drippies on here. Oh, and when all I did was to attach these is I used the fabric tack or fabric glue, and then I attached them. So I just arranged them where I wanted them, and then I started arranging the flowers everywhere I wanted, and glued them down with the fabric tack too, and the buttons. So you can see on here I did little groupings and used the fabric tack to glue down the leaves and I used the satin crystals for the middles of the butterflies. And here's the drips that I'm talking about here. Oh, and this little thing. This is the button from that wood pack. And I just put it between my birds, holding the little heart. Okay, so the drips. If you want to make here, save some of your packaging, Prima packaging. These are great because it's just plastic. And decide what color you want. So maybe I think I'm going to do the black and silver again. And same thing I did with the plate. I'm just scribbling on here, adding some metallic, because I like that. Spray it. Don't spray too much because you'll get it too light. If it's too light, you can add more. And then I swish it around. Maybe I need a little more. Okay, swish it around, and then I just take it, and since it's so flexible, I take this and I can drip it where I want. I can kind of control. You can kind of make little splotches here. Okay, and then I take it and I tilt the bag up and let it run. Let it run down. You see that? And then I just heat gun it. Leaf blowing. I know, this thing is really loud. I wish I had one that wasn't as loud. How much more time do we have, Care? How are we doing? Might have time to show more stuff. Oh, is it? Oh, I'm going to have to get one of those Ranger ones. That Ranger, they're awesome. All right. Did Carrie fall asleep on us? All right, looking like it's almost there. How's our time, Care? All right, I'll keep going. I'm going to work on the bottom part of mine then. All right, you can kind of see that these have been sitting here for a little while, and I'm trying to re-wet them, and they're getting a little bit reconstituted, but you have to work at it if it's been sitting around for a while. So they're pretty good. They're on there good. They've been dried and they're staying. The ones that I wet and let dry. Yeah, I didn't do the other side, the back. I could do that. I'll show you. Let me show you my other bag. The one I did for last year. This was last year's. This is the messenger bag. Let me. Can you see it? So this was the messenger bag, and I did the inside. This is where the flap is here, but I did this part. Those circles again. This is these are bubble wrap. I stamped with the gelato. Just drew on the gelato, or drew on the bubble wrap of the gelatos, and then sprayed, misted them, and then stamped them. And the paint part. This paint part, it's gelatos mixed with the medium, the gel, the matte gel. There we go. Matte gel mixed with the gelatos. So I just kind of scribbled them and then mixed on my mat, and then used it as a paint. Like it was more of a glaze kind of paint, kind of see-through but thicker. Yes, I can show you the stamping with the gelato. Let me grab a more solid stamp. Let me see what I got real quick. I'll do this one. This is a cheapie. I don't know where I got that one. All right. You can stamp right on with the gelatos. Let me, I need a piece of paper. Oh, see, guys, I'm digging through all my stuff. Okay, this is just cardstock. I'm going to try to get down closer so you guys can see. Is it working? There we go. Okay, so I'm going to pick something you guys can really see. Let's see. How about what colors? What colors do you want? Give me color. Oh, you like the stamp with the trees? I think it works best if you have a bigger thing, but you can do it on anything. Yep, I could do it on that one too, but orange and teal, or turquoise and orange. Okay, let's see. They don't have a turquoise, but they have a blueberry. I can make a turquoise. How about blueberry, lime, and tangerine? Okay. So I can make my own colors. You can mix them. The thing I love is that you can color right on the stamp. So I can color right on here and mix my colors and make kind of a tie-dye effect. Okay, so I'm just coloring. And then maybe a little bit of the orange on top. Okay, so if I take this and I've colored it, it's kind of blurry, hard to see. See it? There we go. And then I'm going to stamp it without any water or anything first. I need more. Hang on. Of course, when you guys put me on the spot. I think the darker color overpowered the other colors here. Alright, let me try this one now. That's a little better. Okay, it's going to come out a little blobby. I think it's my stamp. I think I had stays on here or something. Let me try to clean it. I think the clear clings work really well with these. And get the good old baby wipes out. Beer and gelatos. Well, I've never tried that. All right, I'm going to show you that. Hold on. I'll mist it with the water in a second. I'm just trying to clean it off. Man, it was dirty. Okay. All right. Let me try this one. All right, so it gives it kind of a soft look. You get pretty good detail. All right, and then now I'm just gonna add a little tiny bit more because I stamped away the middle. But usually you don't have to. You don't have to add any more to it. I'm just gonna add more orange on here, and then I'm gonna stamp, or I'm gonna spritz with my mister. Just lightly mist it. Okay. And now I'm going to stamp it. Now look at the color. Of course, you're mixing opposite colors and they create brown. But you can see, look at how light it is and pastel looking it is when you stamp it without the water. And then when you add water, it intensifies the color. And you can keep going. Yeah, it does look less of a pest. So I can mist it some more without adding any more. And now I've got a painterly looking one. This one looks like I watercolor painted it. Let me try to hold it so you can see. I'm kind of, see how this one's more crisp and bright, and this one is much more liquidy, watercolory, like you painted it. So you can do those, and you can do this on canvas. If you stamp with these on the canvas, you can do the same thing, but you're going to get more of the canvas texture showing. So just to warn you that that does happen. It becomes hard to control because of the canvas texture. I just take baby wipes and clean them up. This is an old stamp, so I have stays on that's stuck on there. I hate that stuff. Not sure why. I like what it does. It just doesn't clean up very well. So I just cleans off. This is stays on that you're seeing. Everything else is off. The thing about gelatos is that it is water soluble, so it's going to wash off anything you get it on. So through my masks, I'll show you my Punchinella. Does everybody know what Punchinella is? Yeah, the Pit Artist pens, they clean off too. They're great. It's all good. You know the Punchinella stuff? I love to put the gelatos through these. And I just take it. And I will use like, how about purple? We'll do purple. And I do what I did with the mask, and I just kind of color over them and then use my finger through them. And you get the dotted look. And you can mix colors. I love doing it with white over a dark background. That's fun. Yeah, sequin lace. Punchinella. Yeah, and the modeling paste through it's really cool too. So if you took the modeling paste, I'm going to color, I'll do some color modeling paste for you guys. So I'm going to take some modeling paste with the Gelatos. I'll make the aqua now for you guys. For you, who was saying aqua? That was Sharon wanted aqua. So I'm going to do this on my mat. I'm going to make aqua. Actually, I'll make metallic aqua. With the metallic mint. And then I'm going to take my modeling paste and I'm going to mix it with use your palette knife and mix it in. You can see I'm getting an aqua metallic-y modeling paste color. There you go. Okay, so now I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it through my punchinella like I did with my other thing, my other mask on my bag. Just spread it out. Oh, I got a little purple in there from there. And now I've got dimensional dots that are aqua. I don't know if you can see them. They're kind of, they stick up, they're a little 3D. And then when it dries, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, mixing glitter, like the ultra fine glitter, mix it in with it. Yeah, the purple mixed in from the punchinella when I went through it. I love that. Easy cleanup. Water soluble. All right, anything else you girls want to see with the Faber-Castell products? Your wish list just doubled. Yeah, I know. I'm lucky. Lucky girl. I get all these. I love them. They just keep me supplied. Is there anything else? Oh my gosh, there's so much you can do. I don't think I've covered everything. I think I should save a few things. Especially since I'm working on stuff for CHA for Faber too. I don't want to give away all my secrets, but those are my favorite things to do. Yep, I just seal everything with the acrylic medium. Get either a really soft brush, like a nice thick soft brush, like let me see. Oops. Thick soft brush. Do I have my thick soft brush somewhere? No, I don't know what I did with it. Or a foam brush like this. My foam brush. And then just take it and do a coat. Light coat. You don't want to scrub. No scrubbing. Light coat over the whole thing. And it dries clear. So it'll look kind of milky at first, but then it'll dry clear. And it won't be any, there won't be any shininess. Oh, I haven't tried that, but I certainly could. This is my rag. Isn't it pretty? Maybe I'll sew it into something when I'm done with it. Oh, you're welcome, guys. I feel like I motored through it all so fast. I was so excited, I couldn't help it. It was nice to meet you too, Marlene. Oh, with the matte gel. You missed it. Sorry. The Liquitex matte gel. What do you mean mark up the gelato? You mean like mark up the surface of the gelato stick? Nah. Nope. It's so soft that it'll just form itself right back when you if you get it wet, or if you wipe it on a wipe, it'll be good. They take a beating. Yeah, your art journal. I don't know if anybody missed it, but the Liquitex matte gel is what I use to seal it. I think you can buy like a fabric sealant too. Like sometimes you can. I don't know if you can find in Joann's a fabric sealer that you can brush on. That would work too. I like this because it's acrylic and it's you'd use it over a canvas. Krylon, I don't know if Krylon would work. It probably would. I don't know if you can wipe it off. Use a wipe over it. Try it. You never know. If it did, if they start to fade a little bit, or you can always go back in and add more, and then put an acrylic medium over it. I just do the acrylic matte gel because it's what I have and it's what I know. The spray sealers, yeah, I haven't found a good spray sealer that I like. Plus, when I spray it in here, it sets off my the CO2 alarm, whatever. It always sets it off, and then my husband gets mad. Ooh, congratulations. Art be true for you. Awesome. What'd she win? Yeah, no, I should use it outside, but when it's -20 in Syracuse, New York, it's a little hard to go outside and spray in the middle of winter. So just easier in here with my matte gel. But yeah, in the summertime I can go outside with it. Then I use spray paint outside. Oh, Prima goodies. Lucky girl. Lucky, lucky. Yeah. Ah, that would stink if I could only do it in the summer. Although I do have more time in the summer. Congratulations. Ah, thanks. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to zoom back in. Thanks, girls. You guys made me feel very at ease. I was really nervous. And I don't know why I was nervous, because I stand in front of a classroom full of kids, every day. So I'm not usually nervous, but I don't know, being online, it's a little different. Yeah, you gotta try them. They're awesome. They really are. And I know they're trying to get them into the big stores like Michael's and AC Moore, but there's some wait time for that because they have to get the packaging all ready for those specific kind of stores. But you can order them right online at Faber-Castell. Let me grab the link for you. I'll give you that on there. Let me just find it. Yeah, it's on my webpage. I should have had this ready for you guys. Forgot. Sorry. Faber-Castell. There it is. Oh, Dick Blick online sells them too. I don't know if they have the new colors though yet, but you can definitely get all the colors on the Faber-Castell DMC blog or website. Sorry, let me get that one. I'm waiting. My thing's being slow. Oh, there's some. Yep, you guys. Oh, you guys are so fast. Love it. Oh, and my thing froze. Come on. All right, it is www.designmemorycraft.com, all one word. Oh, there's my blog too. Yeah, let me type that in here for you. Design Memory Craft is the blog that I have projects and tutorials up for Faber-Castell, and there's a link there right to their homepage so that you can order product. It'll lead you right to the DMC website to order all your gelatos and your artist pens and all that awesome stuff. Yep, and tons of stuff on the Prima blog because we just did our blog hop, and the girls at Prima did some amazing work with their product. And Carrie just had a banner up, cute little banner, fun banner. I love that one. I live by that, MRA. Easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. I do that all the time. My principal knows. We'll come back to my blog. I'm going to try to be a good blogger. I'm kind of a, I get busy and I forget to blog, but all my teams kind of force me to, so that's good. That's good. I get more blogging and things. I need to do more tutorials on my blog. So I'm going to try to do more of that. Oh, you got to give me your blog. I don't know. Where's your blog? Scrapping Corner. Give me your blog. Yay! We'll have to we'll have to join Carrie for her cards. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I love this. It was so much fun. I had a good time. I hope Prima will ask me to be back on another time. Love that. Otherwise, I'll be chatting with you guys when Carrie has her class. Thanks, Sharon. Oh, and I did do this. This was the blog hop thing that I made. I made a little purse with the pages, the canvas pages. There's the modeling paste. More modeling paste. Gelatos. That was fun. All right, thanks. Oh yeah, the sewing. I sewed. sewed it all together. Awesome. Oh, yep. Which bag? The one that I did tonight? This one? There's a better picture on the blog. Yay, thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks, guys.